Well, good Monday morning to everybody that's out there, and those that are watching later, maybe not on a Monday morning, but we are here on a Monday morning for the game, the 1987 replay. We've made it to game number 245 on the season, and it was an AL West matchup between the Texas Rangers and the Chicago White Sox. Have the game up on my computer, and everything filled in except for the ratings. I wanted to do that while we were playing or while we were going here, just to give people time, because sometimes I get a comment saying that, you don't give any warning when you're coming on, which I don't, because I never know when I am. But maybe if I do this, then that way people have time to get a notification or whatnot. But when they get here, the game won't have started yet. So maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Maybe a bad thing. Who knows? But I'm just filling in the defensive ratings before we get this thing underway. Got Tabby sitting right next to me on the perch. She's being very good right now, so no complaints there. This may go on record as my earliest live stream ever. I'm usually not a morning person. That's a terrible 12 there, isn't it? Let me redo that. That's a terrible looking 12. Boy, that is bad. I'll come back and finish him. We'll finish Pete O'Brien. That was a terrible E12 there, so I'm making sure it's a little bit better than that. All right, so let's see. We've got Parrish as a D8. Well, Brian runs at a 12. Parrish runs at a 10. Trowley is a 4, 2, +2, and an E1. And he's a T3, but his passball rating's 18. Bouchel, 2E15. Day 12, and Kurt Wilkerson's going to play short today, giving Scott Fletcher the day off. He's a 3E44 with a 15. And now we come back into O'Brien. He is a 2E12. Wrote that into Parrish by mistake. Maybe I'm not awake yet. I don't know. All right, so that's the Rangers. They are all set. Pitcher catcher hold is a +2 because Hough himself is a 0, but Petrali is a +2. So +2 overall. Hello, Dan. Yeah, this is Ask Play lineup. This is what they had them. I'm just doing them as they were done by the real managers. So let's see. We got Reedus playing right field. He usually plays left field, but he's playing right field in this one. He's a +1 E8 and a 17. Baines, your DH, is a 9. Walker's a 3 E10 and 11. Jerry Harrison getting the start in the left. Usually he's just a pinch hitter, but he's getting the start in the left field today. Unusual for him, but he is. Pudge Fisk is behind the plate. He's a 3-0 E4. His T rating is a 5, and his passball rating is a 3. So with Fisk being a 0 and Bill Long a -3 hold, overall it's a net -3. And we're just about underway as Ozzie Guillen write him in for the last time. All right, Comiskey Park. Singles are 1 to 9 for lefties and righties. Home runs are 1 to 4 lefties and righties. This is another game played on May the 17th, 1987. All right, let's get everything back into where it needs to be. So I think we're in good shape now. Got our dice. Most importantly, got our coffee. And Tabby's over here giving herself a bath, sitting on the perch where I can pet her and she can sit here and listen to the dice, and she's just a happy little camper. And hopefully she stays where she is. All right, so got this game up on the Strat computer so I can have the stats as we go along. Bill Long is 0-2 on the replay with an ERA of 3.15, 20 innings pitched, 16 hits, 6 walks, 11 strikeouts. Real world, he was 8-8 with a 437. So he's 0-2 with a 3.15 earned run average. And leading things off for Texas will be the governor, Jerry Brown. He is hitting 304 on the replay, a homer and 7 driven in. He hit 271 real world. And we're underway from Comiskey Park. Oh, I almost forgot to mention the records. Texas is 15-18. Chicago, the exact opposite. They're 18-15. Texas not really in contention right now. Chicago very much in contention, trying to catch Oakland. Got a 6-7, Bill Long. Ground ball second base X. The very first play is a ground ball second base chance for Donnie Hill. He's a 4-E11. 4-11. That could be close, but I think he'll get to it. We'll find out. 4-11 is a G3. That's good enough. That is a 16, and he is an E11. E11. There's a 15, 17, and 18, but no 16. Wow, he danced around that, didn't he? 15, 17, and 18 are errors, but a 16 is not. So Donnie Hill will make the play, throwing out Jerry Brown, and we're underway. One second baseman retiring the other. We go to the next man online, Odabe McDowell. I heard a great, or I don't know if I heard it. I think I saw it on Facebook. I'm not sure. Now Tabby has jumped down, got disinterested, wanted to leave. I think it was on Facebook, but it said something about, you're a grown-up when you grown when you get up. So I can relate to that. So, all right, so here is Odabe McDowell. He's hitting only a 174 on the replay, the homer and 7 driven in. He hit 241 real world. So he's been battling a little bit of injuries and not playing as often. So he's trying to get back in his groove. See if he can do it today. 3-7. Oh, not right now. He strikes out. So first strikeout for Bill Long. 2 down for Ruben Sierra, right fielder. Ruben Sierra is hitting 266 on the replay, 12 homers, 27 driven in. He is one of the league leaders in home runs. He's up there near the top along with Jesse Barfield. Hitting, like I said, 266. He had 253 real world. 210 against a right-hander. And that's a ballpark blast for Ruben Sierra, but it's only a 4. That's a 17. So just a deep fly to right field. And Texas goes down pretty smoothly. Hello, Tim. Good to see you. So Texas is out in order 1, 2, 3 in their half of the first. Now we go to the bottom of the first, and Charlie Hough, the knuckleballing spinner for Texas, he's actually 6-1 on the replay. He's done really well compared. He's won 6 of the 15 games Texas has won. That's pretty awesome. 3.02 ERA in the replay. He had a 3.79 real world. 63 innings pitched, only 43 hits, 22 walks, 44 strikeouts. So Charlie Hough, definitely what you would call the definition of a team ace. Huff's wild pitch range an 8, and his balk is a 13. And his hold is a +2 when you combine it with Petrale. So leading things off would be Darryl Boston. He's hitting 346 on the replay, 5 homers, 16 driven in. He only hit 258 real world, so he's definitely exceeding expectations. But again, he's only had about 1/3 of his at bats for the season. 6-4, and that's a ground ball third base X. We're looking at Buechele. He's a 2E15 for Buechele. 2-11 should not be an issue. 2-11 is a G1. That's definitely not a problem. That's a 9, and Buechele is an E15. E15, there is no 9, so Buechele will throw out Darryl Boston to get the Chicago bottom of the first underway. And that'll bring up Gary Redus. Usually plays left field, but playing right field in this game. Redus on the replay is hitting 280, 4 homers, 13 driven in. He only hit 236 real world, so also doing better than expected. That's why Chicago has a winning record, I guess. 312, that's a ballpark blast again, 1-4, but that's a 12. So the Devil Die has not come up low on the first 2 checks. Very unusual. And Reedus will fly out to Incavia, deep left field. That'll bring up the designated hitter, everyone's favorite Harold Baines. He's had 39 at-bats for the season. He's hitting .308, a homer, and 4 driven in. Was battling some injuries early on, but now he's back. 1-9, and he's going to ground it to first, where Mr. O'Brien will take it to the bag himself, and it's a 1-2-3 inning on both sides of the house. We played one, and neither offense can get untracked. It's no score. Bill Long has fatigue of 7, so does Hough. So, unlike playing the 2024 season last night, where I had to worry about pitchers getting fatigued in the 5th inning or whatever, nice to see that we've got some length of our starters in this one from 1987. The only thing I wish about the 87 cards was I wish they had put the wild pitch and balk ratings for the pitcher on the card. I've got to go to the Strat computer to look those up. Now, if I didn't have a Strat computer, I'm not sure. I don't know how I would have access to those numbers. I don't think it's on the website anywhere. Roster sheets and ballparks are, but I'm not going to find. I have to have the card image or the max or whatever. So anyway, here's Pete Incaviglia, left fielder. On the replay, he's hitting .258, 5 homers, 20 driven in. 2-9, and that's a 1-2 home run. That's a 16. It'll be a double. So Pete Incaviglia cracks a double to start the second. He will not be held at second base, obviously. Pete O'Brien really doing well in the replay, hitting .347, 8 homers, 25 driven in. First havoc roll of the game. Nothing happening. That's a 5-9, and that's going to be a pop-up to short. So I got him to pop it up, and Ozzie Guillen makes the play. 1 down. And that'll bring up Larry Parrish, designated hitter. Parrish is hitting .233 on the replay, 6 homers, 16 driven in. 2-3, and it's ballpark single check, 1-9, but that's a 12. So he's going to line it to short, and Guillen will snag that. 2 down. Devil Die has not come up positive for the batters in this game. We've been getting rolls that are above the ballpark factors every time. Very unusual. All right, doing the catching today is Gino Petralli. I pretty much thought Charlie Hough was almost Don Slaught was a personal catcher for Charlie Hough, but in this one, Gino Petralli is doing the catching. He's hitting .275, no homers, 7 driven in. Incaviglia still stuck at second base with 2 outs, not being held. Switch hitting Petralli, batting left-handed, 5-9, and that's a pop-up to short. So Guillen will snag that one again. And after the leadoff double, Bill Long gets out of it. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. Hough back out. We'll be facing Walker, Hairston, and Hill for the White Sox. Walker hitting .205 on the replay, 3 homers, 13 driven in. He hit .256 real world, so he's definitely underperforming. You're going to get that. I mean, he's only had about 1/5 of his total at bats, so got a long way to go to compare stats, really. 2-8, and that's a 1-2 triple, 3-20 is a double, so it's a leadoff double for Walker. I'm just reading the stats to kind of give you a feel of a broadcast where you get how they're doing at the moment kind of thing, but it's not necessarily pertinent for the whole season. All right, here's Jerry Hairston. This is his, as far as I can remember. I mean, he may have started a game before, but this is one of the first starts I can remember. He's only had 10 at bats, but he is hitting .400. He's 4 for 10, and 2 of those 4 hits were extra bases, 1 a double and 1 a home run. 2 runs batted in. Nothing on the havoc. Hough to Hairston, 5-5, switcher to batting left. That's a 1 for a triple, 2-20 single, 2 stars, and Hairston will single to score Walker, and the White Sox jump on Hough for a 1-0 lead. Back-to-back base hits. Hairston no threat to run. and he will not be held, obviously. Here's Donnie Hill, second baseman. He's hitting 205, 2 homers, 13 driven in. He hit 239 real world. Switch hitting second baseman. 4-8, and that's a base on balls from Charlie Hough. So maybe Hough starting to lose a little focus, issuing the base on balls. And now with 2-1 and nobody out, you got Pudge Fisk stepping to the plate. Fisk hitting 260 on the replay, 3 homers, 12 driven in. He hit 256 real world. Nobody out. First and second, 6-9, and that's a fly ball center field C, so the runner cannot move up on a C. Was not hit deep enough for any movement. Particularly Hairston doesn't run all that well, only runs at a 10. So there's one away for Tim Hewlett, the third baseman. Hewlett hitting 202 on the replay, 4 homers, 14 driven in. He hit 217 real world. 2-10, and that's a single to center field. But again, McDowell a -1 arm, and Hairston doesn't run well. He's not being held, so making him an 11. But then you turn around and you got the -1, makes him a 10. So it's a 50-50 proposition. But with less than 2 outs, they're just going to hold him there. And that'll load the bases. So bases are loaded for Ozzie Guillen. Infield still looking for that double play to get out of the inning. Guillen on the replay, 276, a homer and 11 driven in. You get 279 real world. (3-6) to Guillen, and they get that double play. Taylor made. Ground ball shortstop A. 6-4-3 double play. And Hough limits the damage, and that's something that sometimes goes unnoticed. When a pitcher gives up a run, is like, oh, he gave up a run, but yes, but it could have been a lot worse. So he minimized the damage. They don't put a crooked number up on the scoreboard, and you're only down 1-0, so keeps your team in the game without having to fight back so hard. So we go to the top of the third. Bill Long will be facing Buechele, Wilkerson, and Brown. Hello, world's worst. Good to see you. Buechele hitting 248, 3 homers, 17 driven in. He hit 237 in the real season. 1-7 for Buechele, and that is a strikeout. That's the second strikeout for Bill Long as Buechele goes down on strikes. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Curtis Wilkerson. He's giving Scott Fletcher a day off at short. Wilkerson in limited duty in 16 at-bats is hitting a .188. He hit 258 and 130 at-bats. I think it was 138 at-bats. He had 268, 138 at-bats. So here's Wilkerson. Switch hitter again, 4-12. Fly ball right field X. That's going to be Reedus. He's a 3-E-8. 3-4. That's where the double die. I was wondering where it was hiding all this time. 3-4 is going to drop for a base hit. 3-4 is a single. That's a 9, and he is an E8. No 9, but it will drop in front of Reedus for a base hit. 1 out single for Wilkerson. He has a chance to obtain a lead. 2 through 8 or a 10. 2 through 8 or a 10 to get the lead. That's a 6. He will obtain the lead. So he's a 15. Being held as a 13. And then Long is a -3, makes it a 12. So it's a 1-12 for Curtis Wilkerson to attempt to steal. Wilkerson has 9 steals on the season already. He had 27 real world. So he's got a chance here. 60% chance, a 1-12. Did I say 1-12? Let's see, -3. Actually, it's a 1-10 because he's a 15. Being held makes him a 13, and then the -3 makes a 10. So he's got a 50-50 chance to steal here. 1-10. The T rating on Fisk is a 5 in case we get a 1, 2, or 3. That's an 8. He's in there. Stolen base for Wilkerson. That is his 9th stolen base. I'm sorry, I was looking at Brown. My bad. Let me get the right numbers for Wilkerson here. Brown has 9 stolen bases, not Wilkerson. Wilkerson had 2. He had 6 real world. He's had 2 in the replay. This is stolen base number 3. So stolen base number 3 for Curtis Wilkerson. And so the tying run is in scoring position with 1 out. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Jerry Brown. Brown grounded to second, his first chance. 3-12, and that's a Lomax plus injury, so going to be a line out to second base, snagged by Hill. Hill will step on the bag and double up Wilkerson, so it's going to go 4 and 4 unassisted for a double play on the Lomax. The 3-12 usually it seems like those Lomaxes are always either on 2s or 12s, and this one on the 3-12 is the Lomax. And that will end the inning, but we got to resolve the injury for Jerry Brown, because if he can't continue, they will need another second baseman. He needs a 1-4 to stay in the game. He does not, so Wilkerson will have to leave the game. I'm sorry, Wilkerson will have to. I'm sorry, Jerry Brown will have to leave the game. My bad. So we need another second baseman for Texas, and let's see what they're going to do with that. Actually, what they're going to do. They were giving Fletcher the game off, but Fletcher's going to come in and play short, and they will move Wilkerson to second base. So Fletcher will come in and play shortstop in the bottom of the third, with Wilkerson moving to second base, and Brown is out of the game. So Fletcher, put him in the number 9 spot. All right, and we'll make those adjustments on the computer so I can make sure that everything is accurate there. Wilkerson will move from shortstop to second base. And in for the injured Jerry Brown will be Scott Fletcher at short, hitting leadoff. Wilkerson at short was a 3.44. At second base, he's a 3.21, so a little bit better. And at short for Fletcher, he is a 3.26. So it kind of helps their defense a little bit. If you want to give a silver lining to it, it does help the defense. So we go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 White Sox, or Pale Hose, whatever you want to call them. And Hough is out. Hello, Colin. Good to see you. Morning to you. Get another sip of coffee before it gets cold on me. And here's Daryl Boston. He grounded to third his first time up. 3-8, and he's going to get a base hit. Single to right field for Daryl Boston. Leadoff single, and he's going to be looking to get a lead, 2 through 7 or an 11 to get the lead. He does not get the lead. He will hold. Here's Gary Reedus. Flew out to left his first chance. 4-3 on Hough. It's a fly ball left field X. That's in Cavilla, but he's a 4 E16. Could be a little problematic with that. And a Devil Die shows up again, 4 and a 4. What are you going to do? Double 2 stars. That'll send the runner to third. Boston, assume there's no error. That is a 9, and he's an E16 in left field. There is no 9, but it will be a double. Double 2 stars. Boston will take third base. Reedus is aboard with a double. Second and third for the White Sox. Nobody out, as Incaviglia unable to track that one down. And that'll bring up Harold Baines. Texas will be playing the infield in to try to choke that runoff. Baines grounded to first in his initial at bat. That's a 1. So wild pitch chance for Charlie Hough is an 8. 1-8. He uncorks a wild pitch. He does not. This time is blocked by Petrali. So the pitch to Baines. 2-8. And that's a single to left field. Didn't matter where they were playing. That's a base hit to left field. And let's see. Reedus was the trail runner not being held. Makes him an 18. Incavilla's arms a -1. So 1-17. They're going to send him. Baines, because he only runs at a 9, I am now not allowing him to take second on the throw because he's just too slow. It's not realistic. But we're going to have a play at the plate. Incavilla, his -1 arm, is going to throw for Reedus. It's a 1-17. Reedus will be safe. And it's a 10. He's in there. So 2-run single for Harold Baines. That's why he's a Hall of Famer, folks. All those naysayers out there dissing Harold Baines, and he comes through with a 2-run single to put the White Sox up 3-0. And somewhere RJL's ears are ringing and he's barfing. All right, here is Greg Walker, first baseman. He doubled his first chance. Baines not being held. 2-3, and that's a ground ball first base A. That'll be a 3-6-3 double play. Almost read 1-3 by mistake, which would have been a home run, but 2-3 big difference there with the ground ball A to first base. So 2 quick outs after the home run, and all the runners are erased. For Jerry Hairston, he singled his first time up. 4-12, switch hitter, batting left. He's going to strike out. That's actually the first strikeout for Charlie Hough in the ball game. But a 2-run single off the bat of Harold Baines gives the White Sox a 3-0 lead after 3 from Comiskey. Hough going for his 7th win, but right now it's not looking too good. Unless his team can put some runs on the board. Leading off for the Rangers will be Oddibe McDowell. He'll be followed by Sierra and Incaviglia here in the top of the 4th. Bill Long given a 3-0 lead to work with. 3-6 for McDowell. He's going to draw the leadoff walk. That's not what you want from your pitcher when you're up 3-0, is to walk the leadoff man. And now McDowell looking to possibly run. 4 or a 6 is what he needs. A 4 or a 6 to get the lead. Does not get it, so he will hold. Here's Ruben Sierra. Flew out to right his first chance. 3-7, and that's a 1-2 triple. Anything else? I'm sorry, 3-7. Yeah, 1-2 triple, 3-20 single. That's the devil dies a 2. A triple for Ruben Sierra, RBI triple. Scoring as McDowell cuts the lead to 3-1, and back come the Rangers. A triple for Ruben Sierra. On the season, he had 4 of them. He gets one right there, cuts the lead to 3-1. Nobody out. Incaviglia, the batter. The infield is back. They need outs. So here's Incaviglia. He doubled his first chance. 6-10, and that's an in-home run chance. 1-17. That's a 12. It's gone. Pete Incaviglia just ties this ball game. 3 apiece. The triple from Sierra, now the home run by Incaviglia. That is his 6th home run of the season. RBI's 21 and 22, and we got a tie ball game. Look at it again, 6-10. That's the in-home run chance on Long, 1-17. The double dies at 12, and we know Pete Incaviglia has the power. So we are tied at 3 just that quickly. The Rangers with their offense can really turn it around. And now here's Pete O'Brien. Bill Long, interestingly enough, has given up 4 hits, and it's been a cycle. A double and a home run for Incaviglia, a single for Wilkerson, and a triple for Sierra. So his 4 hits he's allowed have all been different hits. Single, double, triple, home run. Here's Pete O'Brien. Still nobody out. 112, and he strikes out plus injury. So we might have an injury to O'Brien as well. Boy, the injury bug had it last night in Toronto in the Demolition League, where 3 Toronto players got injured. None severely, but injured, had to leave the game. So O'Brien may be the same situation, as he is found his strikeout plus. You tell you, roll those 12s or 2s, you get all kinds of stuff. He cannot stay in the game. So O'Brien's going to have to leave the game, and the Rangers will have to go dig down that bench a little deeper for a first baseman. And they're going to bring in Darryl Porter to play first base. Not very well as a 4E25, but when you're getting injuries, you got to do something. So Porter will be the first baseman in the 4th inning for O'Brien. So Porter will take over at first base for Mr. O'Brien. All right, Larry Parrish, the batter. 2-8, and that is a strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Bill Long. So after the home run, he's come back with 2 strikeouts, and here's Gino Petralli. 1-4, and that's a ground ball to second. That will end the inning, but 3 runs, capped off by the Incavidia 2-run homer, has tied this ball game as we go to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 3 from Comiskey. And now on the Strat-O-Matic computer, I will need to make that change at first base, as Darryl Porter will take over for Pete O'Brien, the injured Pete O'Brien. That will leave Don Slaught, Bob Brower, and Jeff Kunkel as the 3 remaining bench players for Texas. But hopefully Texas has no more injuries. Bottom of the 4th we go. Donnie Hill walked his first chance. 4-9, and he's going to strike out from Hough. That's strikeout number 2 for Charlie Hough. Brings up Pudge Carlton Fisk, followed by Tim Hewlett. Fisk flew to center his first chance. 5-9, and he's going to strike out. So Charlie Hough has 3 strikeouts in the game. They've all come on the last 3 batters. Struck out Hairston to end the 3rd, and now he struck out Hill and Fisk to start the 4th. And here's Timmy Hewlett. He singled but was erased on a double play his first chance. 4-7, and it's a ground ball second base X. We're looking at Wilkerson. He moved from short to second. And so Wilkerson now at second base is actually, where's the number here? Wilkerson. He is a 3E21. He's actually a 21, not a 44. 3E21 now that he's moved to second base. 3E21 for Wilkerson. 3-10 should be okay. 3-10 is a G2. And at second base, he's an E21, and that is an 11. E21, there's a 4, 13, and 17, but no 11. So good play for Wilkerson as they take care of Hewlett, and the Sox go in order 1, 2, 3. And at the end of 4, we're tied at 3 apiece. Brand new ball game when it looked like Texas was in trouble. So we go to the top of the 5th here at Comiskey. And leading things off for Texas will be Steve Buechele. Followed by Wilkerson and Fletcher. Buechele struck out his first chance. 2-9, and he's going to draw a base on balls. Leadoff walk to Steve Buechele. He's not really a threat to run. They won't hold him on. But it does put a base runner on for Kurt Wilkerson, who's actually, well, he's a decent bunter, a C bunter, but boy, I don't know. The way this game is going, might be better off swinging away. Hit and run would be decent, but they're not holding the runner on, so you're not going to get a break there either. So you're pretty much almost stuck to swinging away and just letting Wilkerson see what he can do. Havoc roll, nothing going on. Wilkerson did single his first time up, but was erased, and he stole a base, but was erased on that line drive double play. 1-2, and that's a home chance 1-2. That's a 16. There'll be a triple for Curtis Wilkerson. How about that? The second triple of the game for Texas, and Wilkerson hits an RBI triple that puts the Rangers in the lead 4-3. Wilkerson had 3 triples in 1987. Gets one right here. And we are back with the Rangers in the lead for the first time. Maybe Charlie Hough can get his 7th win after all. So the White Sox bullpen will play, or White Sox defense will play in. This will be Scott Fletcher's first at bat since coming in for the injured Jerry Brown. He's hitting .311, a homer, and 22 driven in. He hit .287 real world. Infield is in. 5-10, and that is a fly ball center field X That's Boston. He's a 3E4. Good chance for at least a sacrifice fly. 3 and a 13. Going to be close. But I think he'll get the F2 on this. 3 and a 13 is an F2, so it is a sacrifice fly. That's a 7, and he's an E8, or E4 rather. No 7, but the F2 does produce the sacrifice fly. So Fletcher comes in, does his thing, drives home the run, situational hitting, and Texas now takes a 5-3 lead. And now the White Sox bullpen starting to stir. Right-hander Jimmy Wynn loosening in the bullpen for Chicago. Odeby McDowell will step up with the bases clear and 1 out, but 2 in. 5-10, that's a strikeout for Long, and that's his 5th of the game. He's trying to get through 6 innings at least. Here's Sierra, tripled his last time up. 6-7, and that's a ground ball. Second base X. We're looking at Wilkerson again. It's a 3E21. Whoa, we got a hop and dice. 3E21, and that's a 10, so he'll have no problem there. 3 and a 10 is a good play. That is actually a G2. That's an 8, and he's an E21. There is no 8, so it's a good play for Wilkerson, and that will end the inning. But 2 runs come in for Texas, and at the end of 4.5, it is Texas 5 and Chicago 3, and now Charlie Hough has been given the lead to work with. And he'll be facing the bottom of the order, Ozzie Guillen, number 9 hitter. Then it flips to Boston and Reedus. Guillen, 2-8 against Hough, and that's going to be 1 is a double, anything else is a single. So leadoff single for Ozzie Guillen. And here come the Sox. Coming right back. Guillen needs a 6 or a 7 to get the lead. 4 doesn't cut it, so he'll hold. And here's Darrell. Please come to Boston. 1 for 2 with a single. 3-5. That's a ground ball, second base A. It's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. Pitcher's best friend, Charlie Hough, induced the ground ball when he needed it and gets 2 quick outs. And that is the 3rd double play the White Sox have hit into. They had a traditional double play here, 6-4-3, a traditional double play here, and they had a traditional double play here, 3-6-3. So they've done them all, 6-4-3, 4-6-3, and 3-6-3. The only thing they haven't done is a 5-4-3. That may be coming. You never know. So 2 quick outs to wipe the bases out, and here's Gary Reedus. 4-5, and that's a fly to center to end the inning. So Charlie Hough, once down 3-0, is now ahead 5-3 as we go to the 6th inning here at Comiskey Park. Game number 245 on the season replay. May 17th is your date. Hello, Mr. Guterman, and hello, Kathy. Good to see both of you this morning. Jeff, you'll be, I don't think you were in my stream last night because it was kind of late where I was doing the Demolition League game, but I have created a beta version of some rare plays for Strat-O-Matic. So just to give you an example, I've got 16 of them, and they're all based on the X charts in Strat-O-Matic, the super advanced X charts, where you have G1, G2, G3, S1, S2, D2, D3, TR3, F1, F2, F3, W/G, W/F, all that stuff. So I've tried to add some things in here to give some home field advantage and also possibly some good defensive play. Like for this one, for the DO3, I got in here, batter double scoring all runners. On the way to second base, batter misses first base. A 1 or 2 rated first baseman notices, appeals to the umpire, and the batter is out. So if your first baseman is a 1 or 2 defensive rating, he notices that the runner missed the bag and points it out to the umpire, and he's out. A 3, 4, or 5 first baseman doesn't pay attention, and the batter sticks with the double. So that's just an example of something I'm working with. Just kind of messed around with it yesterday. Like I said, it's totally a beta version. So here's Pete Incaviglia. He is 2 for 2, a double and a home run. 5-6, and that's going to be a line out to third base. It's a dot there, but he's not tired yet. Bill Long gets the out on Incaviglia, 1 away. And that brings up Darrell Porter, who came in to play first base for the injured Pete O'Brien. This will be his first at bat. He's hitting .333. He's 8 for 24 on the season, but 4 of those 8 hits are home runs, and he's got 7 runs batted in. 4-7, and that's a 1 single. Anything else, he lines to second, and that'll be a line out to the second baseman, Donnie Hill. 2 down, and that's going to bring up the DH, Larry Parrish. He's 0 for 2. 4-10, and that's a catcher X. Carlton Fisk, he's a 3-4. 3-18 should be like a pop-up or something. Let's see. 3-18. Actually, no, it's a G3, and that is a 9, and he is an E4. No 9 there, just a G3 ground out, 2-3, and that will end the inning. Nothing doing for Texas. Go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 5-3 Rangers. Hough will be facing Harold Baines, Greg Walker, and Jerry Hairston for the White Sox. I'm trying, World's Worst. I'm trying. They may not be the best, but what Strat-O-Matic has on their pages just is found wanting in my eyes. So I got to figure anything I put out there has got to be better than what they have. Let's put it that way. May not be the best, but again, it's in beta stages. So just testing it out. There's Harold Baines, 1-9, and that's a ground ball to first. And how about that? Darrell Porter, not known to play first base, but he's playing it because of necessity, and he makes the play. 1 down for Greg Walker. 4-9, and that's a strikeout for Hough. Dot there, but of course he's not tired yet. He has fatigue of 7. So 4th strikeout for Hough. He's not really a big strikeout guy. And here's Jerry Hairston, left fielder. He's 1 for 2. 4-7, switch hitter batting left, and that's a base on balls. So for Hough, that's only walk number 2. So he's had pretty good control in this game. Hairston, no threat to run, will not be held. And here's Donnie Hill, second baseman. He's 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. Nothing on the havoc. Whoa, we got a hop and dice. Again, 2-10 for Donnie Hill. And it's a ground ball right back to Hough to end the inning. Would have been a double play, but there were already 2 outs. So he just throws the first, takes care of business. We go to the 7th. Still 5-3 Texas. And let's see, coming up for the Rangers is Petrali, Buechele, and Wilkerson. And we're going to get a pitching change for the White Sox as Bill Long's day is done. And Jimmy Wynn's going to come on. Jimmy Wynn was 4-6 with a 4.79 ERA real world. And we'll get the final numbers on Long. Wynn's a +1, so it makes him a +1. So we go to the box score to check out the results for Bill Long. He goes 6 innings, gives up 5 hits and 5 runs, all of which were earned. Walked 2, struck out 5. And he's unfortunately looking to go 0-3 unless his team can tie this game at some point. And now Jimmy Wynn makes an appearance for the White Sox out of the bullpen. And on the replay, Jimmy Wynn He is 2-1 with a 7.71 earned run average, 23 innings pitched, 25 hits. What gets him is 20 walks and 10 strikeouts. So in 23 innings, he's walked 20. That's been his bugaboo. Real world, he went 94 innings and walked 62. So yeah, walks definitely not in his thing of doing well. So here's the white die got hung up again. So we're going to re-roll all of this together. For Petrali, 1-6, and that's a 1-5 triple, but that's a 10. So Petrali will double. Double for Petrali. He's got a triple on his card. He had 2 triples real world, even though he was a catcher. So he can run decently, I guess. And that'll bring up Bouchel. 6-8, and that's a base on balls. So Wynn off to a rough start. First and second, nobody out. Wilkerson. And he liked to bunt here, but he's 2 for 2, a single and a triple, so I don't want to take the bat out of his hands. We're going to let him swing away. 6-10, and that's a fly ball center field X. Boston's a 3-E-4. 3-E-4. 3 and a 20, and an E4 and a 10 is going to be good. You don't get many 10s, many errors with 10s. 3 and a 20 is an F3, so runners cannot advance. It's a shallow fly to center, and there's one away. As we go back to the top of the order for Scott Fletcher, he's a sacrifice fly. In case you came in late, Jerry Brown got injured, so Fletcher took over for him. And his first at bat, he had a sacrifice fly. So he's had no official at-bats in this game. This will be his first official at-bat. 4-6, and he's going to walk away. Still won't have an official at-bat. Sacrifice flying a walk he still had. He has two plate appearances, but no official at-bat. Bases are loaded. And that's going to bring up O-to-B McDowell. Boy, White Sox might be very tempted to go to a lefty here. Let's see. I don't want to overwork Ray Searage, though, so let's see what he's got as far as his work. Not bad, so I can go with Ray Searage. So Ray Searage will be coming on for the White Sox, a left-hander. Jimmy Wynn is out of there. Not very effective. So Jimmy Wynn will go a third of an inning, give up a hit, 2 walks, and he's responsible for all 3 runners on base. So Ray Searage is on. He was 2-3 with a 420 earned run average in real world. Left-handed specialist. And he's going to deal with O-to-B McDowell with the bases loaded. And only 1 out. On the replay, Searage 1-1 with a 4.15 earned run average. 13 innings pitched, 16 hits, 7 walks and 5 strikeouts. McDowell, lefty on lefty against Searage. The infield is playing back for the double play. 4-2, and that is a fly ball right field X. We are looking at Gary Reedus. He's a 3-E-8. 3 and a 13. That's going to be interesting. That might be a sacrifice fly. We'll see. 3 and a 13. 3 and a 13 is an F2. It will be a sacrifice fly. That's a 10, but an E8 10 is not an error. But it will be a sacrifice fly off the bat of O-to-B McDowell. That run is charged to Mr. Wynn as Petrali comes in and scores. And the Rangers increase the lead to 6-3. 2 outs now for Ruben Sierra, switch hitter. Sierra is 1 for 3. Had that triple. 2-7. Sierra against the lefty strikes out, and that's going to end the inning. So Searage didn't do bad at all, I wouldn't think. Kind of hard not to allow an inherited runner when there's bases loaded and only 1 out. He's going to go 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout. They'll bring in a right-hander to face some of these right-handers coming up later. So Texas, another run. Gives them a 6-3 lead as we go to the 7th inning stretch, and I will take this opportunity to heat my coffee. That's a good, I mean, I tell you what, the 7th inning stretch is a built-in excuse to go downstairs and heat my coffee. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So while I go down and heat my coffee, I'll be stretching while I do it, and it is time for the 7th inning stretch. Here from Chicago. Score is 6-3. And while I go get my coffee, you can enjoy Take Me Out to the ball game. All right, that was perfect timing for me to be able to go down and zap my coffee for 30 seconds and ready to roll now with nice warm coffee to finish out this ball game. Carlton Fisk will lead off against Charlie Hough. This is his fatigue inning, so we'll keep an eye on that. 3-6 for Fisk, and that's a ground ball to third. Bouchel will make the play. One down. And that will take us to Tim Hewlett. .611 for Hough. It's a ground ball first base X. That's Porter. So Porter, if we look at his first base rating, he's a 4.25. He's not very good. 4.25 for Darryl Porter. 4 and a 6 is going to get by him for a base hit almost assuredly. No surprise there. If it's a single, that's an 11, and he's an E25. And there's an error right there to insult to injury. It's a single plus an error on Darryl Porter. We'll put Tim Hewlett to first base. Single plus the E3. We'll put Hewlett at second base with one out. And that brings up Ozzie Guillen, shortstop. He's 1 for 2. 3-9 for Guillen. That's a ground ball second base A, so that's going to be a ground out to second. And going to third base is going to be Hewlett. 2 down. Top of the order for Darryl Boston. 4-8, left-handed. That's a base on balls by Charlie Hough. Put runners at first and third now. But down by 3, we're not going to have Boston try to steal. They will hold him on, but he's not going to try to go anywhere. They need to not run themselves out of an inning. So Gary Reedus, your batter. 2-4, and that's a fly to left. That's going to end the inning. So they leave 2 on. Come away empty-handed. Hough still has a little bit of endurance remaining, so he will stay in there for the 8th. It's still a 6-3 ball game as we go to the top of the 8th. White Sox will need a new pitcher. And we'll see who on the computer who is the most rested and who needs the rest and whatnot. Like I said, don't want to overwork anybody. Thigpen's at 100% of his capacity. James is 124%. Yep, so and McKeon is 210%. So Bobby Thigpen is the most rested in the bullpen for Chicago. So that's who's going to come in. Bobby Thigpen. 7-5, 2.73 earned run average for Mr. Thigpen. In real world, he also had 16 saves in the real world. In the replay, Thigpen is 2-1 with 6 saves and a 3.38 earned run average. 19 innings pitched, 15 hits, 2 walks, 13 strikeouts. And due up, it will be Mr. Incaviglia. He is doubled and homered. Thigpen a -4 hold, but don't know that Texas will be doing a lot of running anyway. There's Incaviglia, 5-8, and that's a strikeout by Thigpen to start the top of the 8th. That'll bring up Darrell Porter, first baseman. 5-7, left-handed, ground ball, second base X. That's Donnie Hill. He's a 4-11. 4-1. That's Devil Die comes up again. That's a base hit. Not going to be an error with a 10, but it is going to be a base hit for Darrell Porter. He's aboard. Not going to go anywhere. And here's Larry Parrish, designated hitter. Except he hasn't been hitting. He's 0 for 3. 4-9. That could change. Ballpark blast. It's a 1-4, but the Devil Dies a 5. So we just got under it for a deep fly to left field. 2 down. Thigpen breathes a sigh of relief. And here's the catcher, Gino Petralli. Petralli doubled his last chance, 4-5. That's a single to right field. Normally, you would think, going from first to third on a single to right, you could move up, and they might be able to do so. Ritos is a +1. There are 2 outs, plus the 1 there gives them a +3 to Porter, who runs at a 9, makes him a 12. And then going from right field to third base, or first base to third base on a single to right, you add 2 more, and that makes him a 14. So 1-14, they're going to send him 1-14. And Petralli runs so slow that I'm not going to let him take the extra base. So it's only a play at third is the only play that's going on. 1-14, he's in there. And he's in there. So Porter hustles over, makes it to third base. Runners are at the corners with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up Steve Buechele. Buechele has walked twice and struck out. That's a 1. So Thigpen wild pitch rating. I got to go to the computer for that because the cards don't list it. Not in 1987, they don't. His wild pitch rating is a 0. So is his balk. So he's okay with that. No wild pitch. Here's Buechele. 6-5, and that is a pop up to second base. And Thigpen gets out of it. No damage done. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, and Charlie Hough's going to hang in there, at least start the inning. And he'll be facing Baines, Walker, and Hairston for the White Sox here in the 8th inning. Hough has scattered 8 hits, giving up 3 runs. Those were all early. He's pitched 4 shutout innings in a row. Pitch to Baines, 4-10. Fly ball to left, and that's put away out there by Incaviglia, 1 away. Hough going for a complete game, possibly. Here's Greg Walker. 3-9 for Walker against a righty. He's going to ground it to third, and easy play for Hewlett. For Buechele, 2 down. And that's going to bring up Jerry Hairston. 2-7, and that is a strikeout for Hairston. So Hough definitely going for the complete game. He'll be back for the 9th inning. That is Hough's 5th strikeout. 1, 2, 3, 8th inning, 6-3 lead. As we head to the top of the 9th, Thigpen back out for his 2nd inning to work. He does have a relief factor of 2, so he is definitely okay to go 2 innings, no question. Top of the 9th we go. Wilkerson. He has singled and tripled, 2 for 3. 4-4, switch hitter batting left is an in-home run chance, 1-7. That is a 7, but Wilkerson does have normal power. This is going to be gone. Curtis Wilkerson will hit his first home run of the season. Look at it again, 4-4, switch hitter batting left. In-home run chance, 1-7. Double die comes up as a 7. If we were playing robbing home runs, this would be a perfect time to rob it because it's the last number in the safe zone. So Kurt Wilkerson will do it. And he hit 2 home runs real world. This is his first home run right here. Leading off the top of the 9th, Kurt Wilkerson. And this could be a good teaching moment right here as well. So for those that were curious and interested in robbing home runs, since this did fit the case, we can do a little case study here. We don't need Wilkerson for that. We just need Thigpen. The result was right here, 1-7 for a home run, and it's the last number in the safe zone. So if you go all the way back in the rule book to page number 17, we're going to assume that the wall height is not so high that you are able to rob home runs. I don't know if Comiskey Park is that way or not, but for this illustration, we're going to assume it is. All right, so it's a batter who is batting left-handed because he's a switch hitter batting left. So the last number in the home run range means we're looking at the right fielder. So in this case, we're looking at Gary Reedus, and he is a 3. All right, so that's all we need to know is he's a 3. So we come down here to 3. If it's a 1-11 on a D20, it's a home run. If it's 12-20, he would rob the home run. So this is all speculative because the home run's going to count. But 12-20, in theory, he would have robbed it. And that would have been a robbed home run. So that would have been a fly out. In this scenario, had we been playing robbing home runs and had the wall height been low enough to rob the home run, this would have been a home run because Reedus being a 3, 1-11 is a home run, 12-20 is a fly out, and we got a 17. And we're checking Reedus because the left-handed batter says when the last number is in the home run range, which is what this was, it was a 7, which is the last. If it had been the first number in the out range, an 8, then we would have been checking the center fielder. Center fielder Boston was also a 3, so it would have been the same either way. But that's how you rob home runs if you're so inclined to go to the next level and go for all that good stuff. But that takes some extra doing because you got to figure out if the wall height is acceptable to rob home runs at Comiskey Park. I'm not sure that it is. I don't think my ballpark sheet for 1987 doesn't tell me that one way or the other. They don't list the ballpark sheet I have for 87 because I got this aftermarket, so it's probably just a printout of some sort. But there is no there's no symbol about robbing home runs at Comiskey Park, so it doesn't tell me that one way or the other. So I have no idea whether you can rob home runs could have robbed home runs at Comiskey or not. But like I said, it was all for anytime I can find a teachable moment, I will stop and give a teachable moment. So, all right, here's Scott Fletcher. For those that don't care about robbing home runs, I apologize for wasting, the last couple minutes of your time. 2-4, the line out to short. That's out number 1. There might be a few people out there that are curious about it or might think that it's hard to figure out. And if you see that it's not that difficult, you might incorporate it. I don't know. Here's McDowell, 3-8, and he's the 1-7 single. That's a 3, so McDowell gets a base hit. Devil Die strikes again. Devil Die is just warming up now, apparently. So Thigpen getting in trouble. McDowell 4-6 to get the lead. That's a 4. He's going to get the lead, so he's going to go. 19 being held to 17. -4 is a 13. So 1-13, and McDowell will steal it. 15, he's caught stealing. So McDowell is out of there. 2-6 as Guillen puts on the tag. So 2 away on the caught stealing. 2 out spaces empty for Ruben Sierra. 1-11, and that's a ground ball to short to end the inning. So the home run from Wilkerson, which, since we weren't doing robbing home runs, was not robbed. It stands. It's a 7-3 game. Thigpen is done. He goes 2 innings, and he's going to give up 4 hits and the 1 run, which was the homer. No walks and a strikeout. So Charlie Hough looking to finish what he started, going for that complete game. I know that's a novelty nowadays, but back in 1987, it wasn't very far-fetched. In the bullpen for Texas, just in case there's a problem, just in case. We got the wild thing, Mitch Williams, loosening in the bullpen, just in case Charlie Hough loses it here in the 9th. Might go for a defensive replacement. In fact, we will. It's not a might to it. They're going to bring in Bob Brower to play left field in place of Incavilla, who's a 4. He's a 2. So Bob Brower will be a defensive replacement for Incavilla in left field in the 9th inning. He is a 2 E14. So he will be taking the place of Incavilla as they try to get the best defense they can out there. Hello, Sean. Good to see you. All right, so bottom of the 9th, rather. What did I say? Top of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th. Let me put Brower into the game on the computer. Make sure everything on the computer is copacetic, which it is now. And Donnie Hill will lead us off. Unless they want to pinch hit. He had 239. Let's look at the pinch hitting opportunities for Texas, the White Sox. They may decide to go to a pinch hitter. Donnie Hill is 0 for 2. So they're going to call Donnie Hill back, and they will go with Jerry Royster. I know he's a righty, but he's got a much better average, and plus he's got decent speed. So Jerry Royster will pinch hit for Donnie Hill here in the bottom of the 9th. If it somehow miraculously goes to the 10th inning, Royster would stay in the game to play second base. So Donnie Hill is going to get the rest of the game off. And the White Sox will go to their bench for Jerry Royster. That will leave Manrique as a backup and Ron Karkovice the backup catcher. Those are the 2 left on the bench for the Sox. So Royster on the replay hitting .389 in 36 at-bats. 2 homers, 4 driven in. He had .265 real world. Hough 1-7 struck him out. So he comes in and I guess wasn't used to the knuckleball and flailed away at it. Strikeout number 6 for Charlie Hough. And here comes Pudge Fisk. 6-4. Ground ball third base X. We are looking at Buechele. He's a 2 E15. 2-3. Double die strikes again. 2-3. But it will be a ground out because nobody's on base, so the pound sign's irrelevant. That's an 11, and he is an E15. There is no 11, so Buechele makes a nice play. Throws out Fisk. And the White Sox are down to their final out. Charlie Hough looking to be a 7-game winner in this replay. Just 1 out away from doing so. Here's Tim Hewlett. Hewlett is 2 for 3 in this game. 4-3. That's a fly ball left field X. And look at that. We bring in a new left fielder, and the ball finds you on a fly ball left field X. So we don't have to deal with the 4. We're dealing with a 2 from Bob Brower. Bob Brower's defense is a 2 E14. So much better to have a 2 left fielder out there than a 4 left fielder. 2 and a 4. That could be the difference between a catch and a non-catch. 2 and a 4 is an F1. He will get to it. Had Incavilla been there, it would have been a double. That's a 14, and he is an E14. 14, but he does make a 2-base error. So you get the good with the bad. He does make a 2-base error. unfortunately for him. So he ends up at second base regardless. Instead of a double, he gets it there via a two-base error. So Tim Hewlett reaches on the two-base error by Bob Brower. So you think you do something by bringing in a guy with a better range, and he commits the error. Can't win for losing sometimes. And here's Ozzie Guillen. It's going to make Charlie Hough work a little bit more to get that complete game victory. Hewlett not being, that's a 2, so chance of a balk or a pass ball. We're looking at a pass ball chance. Gino Petralli's pass ball range an 18. And that will be a pass ball that will send him to third base. So we still aren't quite finished yet. Runner at third now for Ozzie Guillen. For 8, and that's a base on balls by Charlie Hough. The inning continues. Hough getting close to fatigue now. Darryl Boston, let's see, 7-3, 7-4, 7-5. It is now a save situation. And they're going to make the move. They're going to make the move and bring in the wild thing, Mitch Williams. They don't want this one slipping away. So they will make a move to the wild thing, Mitch Williams. Might get a pinch hitter for Boston. Looks like Yvonne Calderon has picked up a bat and will hit for Darryl Boston. So wheels are, as the REO Speedwagon album said, the wheels are turning in both dugouts. So Mitch Williams will be coming on and coming in to pinch hit for, I'm sorry, they can't pitch hit for him because he's not on the roster. I thought he was, but he's not. They do have Manrique. They could use Manrique possibly. So they're going to pinch hit Manrique, I believe. Because I don't think Boston hits lefties particularly well. He only faced him 18% of the time. So Fred Manrique will come on and pinch hit and face Mitch Williams. So the wild thing, Mitch Williams, looking to record a save. And Fred Manrique looking to extend the ball game. So on the replay for Mitch Williams, he is 0-3 with 6 saves, an ERA of 7.98, 15 innings pitched, 13 hits, 18 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Manrique on the replay is hitting .256, a homer and 7 driven in. So runners at the corners. Guillen will be held, but won't go anywhere because his run doesn't mean anything. Mitch Williams facing Fred Manrique. 4-8 for Mitch Williams, and that's a strikeout, and that's going to do it. That's what he's there for, is to get out of jams like that, and he will get the save. So Mitch Williams will get the save. That'll be his 7th. Charlie Hough gets the win. It'll be his 7th. So Williams, the 3rd of an inning, gets the strikeout, strikes out the only man he faces, takes care of business. Let's see, Hough. Well, I'll get the computer to figure it all out here at the end. Losing pitcher is Bill Long. He drops to 0-3, unfortunately for him. So we'll go to the Strat-O-Matic computer and get the final totals and put a bow on this one. First of all, Texas improves to 16-18. Chicago drops to 18-16. Hough the winner. He goes 8 2/3, 8 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And totals on the game for the Rangers: 7 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors. For Chicago, 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Rangers left on 5, White Sox left on 7. So there you go. From Comiskey Park, game number 245 is in the books. Player of the game, I don't know who you want to give that to. in Cavilla, most likely, because he had a double and a home run that really got him going, particularly at a home run. Put him in the lead to stay. So you could give it to Charlie Hough, though, but I'm leaning more towards Pete Incaviglia as the player of the game. So I thank you all for spending part of your Monday morning with me. This is my earliest I've ever started a game to be done already at 8. Sometimes I'm starting at 8:30 instead of finishing at 8:30, but I was up early and figured why the heck not. That way people can listen to it if they want while they're driving or at work or whatever the situation is. Just something, like I said, just trying to mix things up a little bit. But Texas wins it by the score of 7-3. Charlie Hough now with his 7th win of the season. And if I go to the statistics on the league, I think Charlie Hough might be tied with Jimmy Key for the most wins. The pitching area here. Yeah, Jimmy Key has 8 wins. Charlie Hough has 7. So he's got the second most wins, does Charlie Hough. Jimmy Key is incredible. 8 wins and a 1.26 ERA. He's just blowing everybody away. Mitch Williams getting save number 7. Let's see how he's doing compared to the rest of the relief pitchers as far as saves go. Where is it? There it is. Plesac leads with 9, but Mitch Williams now is tied. Dave Righetti, Tom Hinkie, and Dennis Eckersley with 7 saves. So with the loss by the White Sox, unfortunately for them, they were in second place, a game behind Oakland. Now they're a game and a half behind Oakland, depending on what Oakland does in their game against Toronto. But Oakland is 20-15, and Chicago now 18-16, a game and a half back of the first place Oakland A's. Texas with the win is in 4th place. They're now 3.5 back, so they're not totally out of it. Kind of misspoke saying they were out of it earlier on, but not totally out of it at all. Long way to go. We're only in May, so anything can happen. So thank you all again for spending part of your spending part of your Monday morning with me. A lot of people wish it was Saturday. And hope you all have a good start to your week. Again, Texas wins it by the score of 7-3. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.